So our next assignment is the critical review. What's a critical review?
A critical review is a paper that shows how the different authors all addressed the same problem. Your job is to first analyze the problem, evaluate how well different authors addressed the problem, and then possibly offer your own solution.
How is the paper organized?
The first part is a problem analysis. The second part is a comparison of the different solutions or different arguments. The third part is a conclusion where you offer a solution.
What do you mean comparison?
You need to look at least 2 different papers. The assignment is a little easier when you have different approaches, but that is not necessary. So one solution may be good and the second one better. Or one can be correct and the other incorrect. Or one is older and the other is newer. You need to show how they are similar or different.
What do you mean by a problem?
A problem is simply a contradiction between a goal and a current state. I am hungry, but I have no time to eat. Not always, but a problem usually uses the word but or however to show that there is a contradiction. A problem usually has consequences that show it is important. So maybe being hungry means that I won't feel well. And there are usually criteria for solving the problem. For example, if I finish my work quicker, then you can judge the solutions by how well they deal with this criteria.
How long should the paper be?
We never give a word limit. Just make sure each of the 3 sections is well developed and follow the outline. We give you good luck.
I'll try.
Today, we are going to debate Turnitin.com. Turnitin is a program that tells you the percentage of words you copied from other papers and from the web. When you upload a paper, you and your instructor can receive a report on the amount of words, which words, and from where they were copied, and then decide whether this amount can be considered plagiarism.
Turnitin is very controversial. First, it doesn't really define plagiarism. It just gives you a word count. Second, it treats students like people are treated by airport security. You're a threat until you are cleared. Third, you are forced to give your papers, your intellectual property, to the company so that they can check it. Fourth, it makes it easier for professors to give the same assignment over and over and not bother to teach about plagiarism.
So, we are going to debate these issues. Let me first respond to issue of plagiarism. I agree that the program does not detect plagiarism, it detects copying, and it is up to the instructors and the students to define whether a particular amount of copying is considered plagiarism. Definitions can vary and students can recognize that they may have copied too much and then paraphrase what they have copied, so the program does not necessarily nail students, as some claim.
Turnitin may be good at recognizing blatant or intentional copying where a large percentage is copied. But it can't differentiate relatively small amounts of copying. Some copying is inevitable and not all copying is equally important. I don't think the program can make those kinds of distinctions, which are the most important for us, particularly if we create interesting assignments that cannot be easily copied. My second issue is that I think the company is trying to exploit the fears that teachers and professors have, that there is a tremendous amount of plagiarism going on and that the amount is growing because of the internet. They seem to think that all forms of copying are the same. The result is that students are being viewed more and more suspiciously, as if this generation is more immoral than any previous generation.
I think that much of the fear is real. Copying papers is not new, but it is so much easier with the internet. Many teachers want to be able to use the internet without having to worry that the students are cut and pasting. They have better things to do besides having to Google everything to see if it was copied. Let me also go on to your next point about forcing students to give up their intellectual property. First, the court did rule that this was legal, although I do feel their reasoning, that is was an example of fair use, was a little strange. But the court did recognize that this was for the common good, to help everyone deal with this problem.
I think one way that instructors can deal with this problem is to make its use optional. In the past, some instructors didn't even tell the students they were checking their work. But if they tell them that using the program was only being used to help them identify where they needed to paraphrase, that would help deal with the problem of intellectual property and make its use seem less like going through checkpoints at the airport.
Finally, to the fourth point about the assignments, the burden should be on the university to educate the students about plagiarism so that they wouldn't have to rely on the program
and spend a lot of money.
My point is that it would be ideal if professors could design unique, plagiarism-proof assignments, but that may not be possible, so they need some help in maintaining the integrity of their assignments. Turnitin can be used both ways, as a learning tool and as a deterrent, but it is up to the students to decide which way.
But it is up to the teacher to decide which of those uses will be emphasized.